Alright, today I have another Beyblade unboxing, that being on Spriggan. Finally another remake Bey. It's been quite a while actually since we've had our last one, so here's this one. But anyway, let me go ahead and get this thing opened up. Alright, so I have everything out of the box now. First up, the instructions and stickers. Really not looking forward to the stickers, but I guess I'll put them on. We also have a launcher. Nothing too interesting, but it's here. Moving on to the parts. First up here we have the bit, that being merge. Has a lot of gears, extra burst resistance there. The rubber, kind of the sharp part here. 4 millimeters taller than average bits, so this thing, it's something else. It was probably the right choice, but unfortunately the initial molding of merge and the decision they made to change that mold to be way taller and stuff does kind of come back to haunt them here, because I don't think this ends up being nearly as good at representing Spriggan. We'll talk about that later though. Next is 270. Translucent red. Fine enough. And then we have the blade Storm Spriggan without stickers. Looks like this, has the kind of knuckle integration here on the blade, but yeah. There it is, without stickers. Before I put stickers on though, let's go ahead and do the part weights. So as per usual with these remakes, I'm not really expecting a whole lot, but first up here we have merge at 3.37 grams, 270, 6.34 grams, and then of course the blade Storm Spriggan, 31 grams even. Not as horrible as I thought, but still really light. And then the full combo was 40.69 grams, which, yeah, that's not really the best. Alright, so I got all the stickers on. Pretty mid stickering job by me here, but well, here's what we got. I will say I don't really like how these stickers go on this thing, even back in Burst. Honestly, I just don't really like stickers much from early Burst in general. I think they made a lot more sense in late Burst, but for a lot of single and dual layers, not huge on them. That's why I didn't really sticker any of those bays, and I kind of just continued, but yeah. As you'll see, I don't have my Storm Spriggan from Burst stickered, but we'll get to that in a minute. For now though, let's just go ahead and actually put this thing together. So there it is. Storm Spriggan 270 merge, and yeah, merge is definitely standing out quite a bit there. And then comparing this to the original Storm Spriggan without stickers, as I mentioned, yeah, it's definitely a remake of sorts. So I usually don't spend that long on remakes, and this thing really isn't going to be an exception. This thing's also just kind of awkward to angle here. Let's see if I can figure out something a little bit better. Guess that's slightly better. Further away, but somewhat less awkward. Anyway, so for my ratings of this thing, they're not great. For its appearance, I'm gonna just give it a 3 out of 10. I'm not huge on how they do the whole disc integration thing into the layer. I'd rather than just adapt the layer as is for the blade. Yes, it'd probably still look weird, that's fine, but I just wish they stuck mostly to the layer, and then try to reference the disc via the ratchet. In that sense, I don't know what you do here, maybe 660 or 670, but if you've already integrated knuckle, then for the ratchet, I understand why they chose 270. Two sides at least pairs fine, but then they do the whole thing of like 2 sides is the whole burst driver reference, which is really stupid. But I can at least see it for Spriggan. Not the driver thing, just the 2-sided thing, so I guess I'll give that a bit of a pass. And then merge, I mean, it makes sense. It looks really bad. Like, really, like, what's happening here? But beyond that, I mean, it's a Storm Spriggan remake. It's about what I expected. I just don't like how they do the discs, and I think merge just looks awkward. So for me, it's not really a good remake. At least not visually. Wouldn't expect it to be perfect, but there were definitely some things here that I just don't like. As for its conceptual score, this is like a really hard one. I'm just gonna give it a 4 and call it a day. It's subpar. The blade is fine, I guess. It makes sense in concept, I suppose. Like I said, two sides kind of make sense for Spriggan as well. In merge, obviously, you kind of have to do it. It's not great, but it's good enough. What lowers the score for me, though, is the height. Merge is just way too tall. I think they should have made 250 for this thing, but if you had to just reuse parts, why would you not do 260? Like, the thing's already so tall, just use 260 at that point. Because they didn't, I think it's a little bit frustrating. I don't know, this is just a weird remake. Again, merge is just hard to work around, so I don't want to fault them entirely, but they easily could have made this a 60 height, not a 70 height. Or again, even just make a 250 for this thing. Would that even matter? Like, two sides has never been considered good, so I don't think 250 is going to help it that much, so just throw it in here. Why not? But yeah, I don't know, not really my favorite remake. I think Victory Valkyrie is still a bit better, and Xeno Excalibur is certainly better than this. I don't know if it's the worst remake in Beyblade X, but it's definitely on the lower end. So not a fan of this one, which is unfortunate because Storm Spriggan is pretty cool, but that's just how it goes. And yeah, there were a couple of weird decisions made here, but it's what we got, I guess. But anyway, that's really all I have for the video, so thanks for watching, and bye.